Hello everyone, welcome to QuintEdge. This is CA FRM Yash Jain. In past, we have helped thousands of students to clear CFA as well as FRM exams in one go. There are many students who just become CFA and FRM, they start their journey, but they don't know why they are doing this. So if you have just started with your FRM journey, this video is specially for you. I just want to tell you what should be the correct reason for you to pursue FRM, right? So let us start. First of all, as usual, I'll give you the breakdown for this video. So firstly, I'll be telling you why pursuing FRM is so rare. One thing that I've noticed is, in comparison to say CA, MBA, any other postgraduate course, maybe CFA also, the people pursuing FRM is very limited in number. So why FRM is such a course that is not very widespread, number one. Then we are going to talk about types of candidates who pursue FRM. This is what majorly I have seen in my experience, what kind of crowd, what kind of candidates generally pursue FRM. And you should figure out, are you one of them? Then what are the reasons you should be pursuing FRM, and this is going to be an eye-opener for you. Okay, so let us start. First of all, why pursuing FRM is so rare. See, finance itself is a niche. So there are many students, when you are in your 11th standard, there are many students who opt for science or who opt for commerce. Within commerce also, there are many avenues for you. So CA, CFA, FRM, MBA, BCom, MCom, and so many courses are available. So what many candidates do is, they generally go for BCom, BBA type of courses. And there are few candidates who go for professional courses like CA, CFA, CS, right? So like generally we have exposure for these courses. But there is no exposure of risk management into any student's life, right? So because of this, since they are never exposed to risk exposure, they never find FRM as their career opportunity. There are still few students, handful of them, that get exposure to finance, maybe because of watching CNBC Awa, some other business news channel, maybe reading about it in newspapers, or maybe watching some YouTube videos that gives you exposure to capital markets. Then you ultimately choose to become CFA, because CFA is a major course like that generalizes into everything into finance, including capital markets, right? So you get exposure towards CFA. Therefore, there are like many students who even go for CFA. But FRM, the reach is very limited. And the reason is, there is very limited amount of students who get exposure towards risk management. If you're working somewhere, you might get that exposure. Maybe your colleagues have done that, then you might be aware of it. Maybe someone in your family have done it, or maybe you have like deep interest into capital markets, and then you start like going down that rabbit hole, and then you ultimately discover risk management. Because of very limited exposure about this course to the general audience, there are very few students who pursue FRM. And this makes this course very precious. Very less competition, lots of job, good salaries, quick time to do. That could be few of the reasons, not the primary, but few of the reasons you should be pursuing FRM, right? We'll come to this point later. Now next, types of candidates who pursue FRM. This is solely based upon our experience. So there are like three types of candidates that we see in our classes. Firstly, candidates are who are generally experienced professionals. So they have some experience into the risk management domain or some allied industry, maybe in capital markets, maybe some banking industry. And then they learn about FRM. Like I have a relative who is almost at the post of bank manager, and he called me 10 days back and he was saying, I'm planning to pursue FRM. Can you just help me to like understand the structure of exam and all those things. So I sent him my previous video. In fact, if you just want to know about FRM exams in general, I'll highly recommend the previous video that we prepared. Coming back to the topic, a person who is experienced into that industry but don't have any professional qualification or have experience into allied industry generally tries to become FRM, number one. Secondly, the candidates who are professionals from another industry, but they are not really good at their job. They could be engineers who are not really good engineers. They could be, say, chartered accountants who are not really interested into taxes. There could be some, say, lawyers who are not really interested into pursuing law as their career, and they start discovering different avenues and they come across FRM. These are the second type of candidates, and these type of candidates have a very wide open view. Like they just know They want to do something other than that what they are doing. And these type of students generally end up with FRM in case risk management, quants, etc. interest them. Then students who have done graduation from not so good college, so they have done graduation from tier 2, tier 3 college, maybe within their city, it's not very well recognized, but they just want to add stars before their name. They want to bring stability to their career, they want to have high profile job, and for that they want to pursue the quickest course possible. And this generally satisfies, FRM satisfies all these criteria, therefore they start to pursue FRM. These are the three candidates who I see, right? There are also the fourth number of candidates I have not mentioned. They are keenly interested in just becoming FRM because they have discovered FRM out of natural interest. But the number of students that I have seen in the batches is very limited. Okay. Now, let's talk about why you should pursue FRM. The first and the foremost reason is eligibility. GARP is a very welcoming institute. There is no minimum eligibility requirement. Whenever you fit, this course is good for you, you can pursue. Maybe you are, say, 10 years down your career, or maybe you just started, you are a fresher, maybe you just completed your education, maybe whenever you want in your life, you can pursue FRM. There's no minimum eligibility criteria, no background qualification required, no minimum age, nothing, right? Secondly, duration to complete FRM. Technically, yes, it is possible to complete FRM in just matter of 6 months, but I do not recommend this. Minimum time to complete FRM should be around 1.5 years, right? So you can maybe you can do it in 1.2 years or 1.8, 1.9 years, but ideally it's around 1.5 years. You have to just clear 2 exams, part 1 and part 2. So what candidate try to do is, they want to achieve a degree in matter of 6 months. Maybe you will be able to do this. You are really genius at maybe absorbing things written in the book, but to apply those concepts in real life is an entire different thing, right? And that's when I see many candidates struggling. They read something in the book, they forget by the time they have to apply, and then they again start looking for information that they already know, right? So ideal time to complete FRM is 1.5 year, but technically yes, still a very less duration, right? If you're planning MBA, it will take 2 years. If you're planning CA, it will take 5+ years. If you're planning, say, CFA, it will again take 2.5 years. So it is relatively quick course to do. Then cost, FRM is really cheap to do in comparison to other courses. So let's compare it with, say, post graduation, like say MBA. MBA will typically cost on the minimum side 8, 9, 10 lakh rupees, and maximum side few crores. This could be done in the matter of $2,000, right? So far cheaper than any other course. You can compare even it with, say, post graduation from tier 2 college. That's not really good. Then also you can do it in only hardly 1,60,000 rupees. So it's really cheap to do. So salary that you can expect after completing FRM part 1. In fact, I have a graph for it. So salary that you can expect after completing FRM part 1 will be around 3.5 lakhs on minimum side, on maximum side 8 lakh rupees, just after clearing FRM part 1. After completing FRM part 2, as a fresher, you can start earning around 8-9 lakh rupees on lower side and all the way to 20-22 lakh rupees on the higher side. The salary is really high, right? Maybe you have done graduation from tier 2 college, you complete FRM, you start with 8 lakh rupees job. That's amazing, right? And if you have done, say, graduation from tier 1 college, you complete FRM part 1, you start working at 10, 11, 12 lakh rupees. That's also really good. So one is the cost, another one is you start earning really quickly, that is salary. And the next part is international recognition. So there are many candidates who want to settle abroad, but they want to pursue their education in India and then they want to move out. So FRM is the perfect course. Quick to do, lesser cost, international recognition. Since it is offered by GARP. GARP is Global Association of Risk Professional. It is an institute that is based in USA. Any institute based in USA generally have high recognition. Same is the thing with GARP. GARP is highly recognized across industry as the best institute for pursuing risk management course. And if you pursue your FRM in India, since it's a global course, you can move abroad also. Maybe if you're planning to move US, Canada, Dubai, Singapore, or any other country, there is lots of demand for FRM globally, right? Far better than India in many cases. Okay, so if these are the reasons for you to pursue FRM, that is minimum eligibility criteria, very less amount of time you have to devote to complete the course, big salary, lots of recognition internationally, as well as like the cost to do is really less. If these are the reasons for you to pursue FRM, then please do not opt for this course. It is not meant for you. These could be the additional reasons for because you want to pursue FRM. This should not be the primary reason. I'll put it in another words. Characteristics of a curriculum, characteristics of a course should not be the reason for you to pursue that as a career. If you want to do something as additional as a hobby, that's a different thing, right? But if you want to pursue your career, all these should not be the reason. The biggest reason for you to pursue FRM, there are three actually. The first one is your love for capital markets. Including me, I know many people, if they don't read about capital markets for a single day, they start missing something in their life, right? So it could be reading about a company, economy, what is happening internationally, domestic level, maybe reading about government and its impact on economy, what is happening internationally, anything that is related to capital markets. If you don't absorb this every single day, you start missing something. That's your love for capital markets, right? If you are updated about what is happening globally, about every major news and how it impacts capital market, then you have true love for capital markets, and this could be one of the reason why you start pursuing FRM. Then deep interest in statistics and quants. So lots of statistical tools are applied to do risk management. And you cannot do risk management without quantifying the risk. So if you have deep interest in statistics and quants, and you have fair bit of understanding of finance, or at least have intent to learn about finance, and then you want to apply your statistics knowledge as well as your recent learning of finance into solving real life problems, then FRM is course for you. Then if you are a key learner and have problem solving ability, because there is some element of the risk that you can never ever quantify, but they will occur very frequently. So you have to be a problem solver, you have to be key learner. That is, you learn something, you start immediately deploying it in real life. So that gap should not be there, right? There is difference between bookish knowledge and application of knowledge. And you are really good at like bridging that gap. Then you should be pursuing FRM, right? So the primary reason is love for capital markets, then you have statistics and quants at your fingertips, as well as you are deep learner, you are key learner, and you have problem solving ability. Okay, and one more piece of advice from my side, since you are just starting with your FRM journey, since you have watched this video till here, I'm assuming you have made up your mind that you want to pursue FRM, maybe through us, maybe through someone else, but you want to pursue FRM. Take this as an advice from our side. Along with whatever is being there, like taught in your curriculum, in GAP's curriculum, also learn programming languages, because you have to deal with lots of data in real life, and Excel is incapable of dealing with huge amount of data, right? Even if you deploy the maximum RAM into your system, you have the biggest possible processor in your system, then also Excel is not designed in a way that it can deal with very big amount of data. For that, you need to learn programming language to process that. So start learning Python, then learn R. If you know these two languages, if you're good with your curriculum, your FRM journey is really sorted. You'll be able to apply in real life whatever you have learned, and you'll be able to pursue really high paying jobs, because there is lots of demand for FRM in market, but the employers are looking for FRM, or the person who have done FRM, he should also be having some programming ability, so that whatever risk is there, first of all, to quantify risk, you need to extract it from lots of data, then you have to design risk model and then implement it. There's lots of data processing and analysis required. You might be good with analysis part, but for doing data processing to create those commands, you need to learn programming language. With that being said, thank you for watching this video. Till next video, bye-bye.